This is Bowman Solomon. This is video 5. It's the last video. It's been fun, man, hanging out with you guys. I hope you learn something from all these videos, and your mix right now should already be getting better. So let me start with a little story. Like, why do you need this education? For me, I don't know about you, but I can only talk from my own perspective. I grew up as a musician. I played like 3 instruments, and when I started producing, I quickly realized that something was wrong. Like, I would make music, back then I had like a keyboard, like a PSI Yamaha keyboard. I would make music on there, write the songs and produce the artist, then go to the studio and they will upload the songs into the, the ADAT machine back then, because I started in the analog, believe it or not. So they will upload into the ADAT machine or the multi-track over there, and you have to change the MIDI tones and find different tones. Then I did that a couple of times, but like every time when it all said and done and we get the music back on the CD, there was seeding back then, they write the CD out. I'm like, man, I don't like this. Like, the vision in my head, it's not the way it came out. And quickly I realized that something is wrong with the mixing, man. Like, what is this mixing all about? It's like a freaking voodoo or magic. No one knows what goes on. And we'll pay these engineers to do the mix for us, the one that's popular back then. This was Nigeria, by the way. And, we wouldn't get the song to sound the way it was supposed to. And because of that, I started, slowly trying to learn the craft, the mixing. And fast forward to 2005, when I moved to the United States of America. And I moved to LA, and I had a studio in LA, in Burbank, California, recording artists, had a production team, and we started, sending songs for placement with the major labels, artists, and all that. And boom, we got to connect to meet with this guy called Big John Platt. If you don't know him, Google him. It's a big guy. He signs Jay-Z, Beyonce, Kanye, Drake, and a bunch of other people. He has a publishing company. I think now it's like the CEO of maybe EMI or another big record label now. So that's the once in a lifetime opportunity. I was sitting in his office with my partner, and I was thinking to myself, wow, this is amazing. He had a speaker in his office that's like as tall as me. He's like feet tall, and he's tall too. So we sat down in his office and he grabbed his laptop. We gave him as a USB that had all of the song from our team, and he just plug it in and it started to play. Like, listen, you play another one and listen, and it said, check this out. So it just went on his laptop, boom. It sent email one of the songs to Jay-Z. I was like, what? Then he played the other ones, and it's like, check this out. Email another one to Beyonce. I'm like, what? In my mind, I'm like, wow, my life is about to change. Let me go start checking out a Ferrari or something. I was super excited. I'm like, well, this is it. So, the meeting went so well, and, we left the meeting, and, while we're working at the office, he called his secretary. He said, could you book me an appointment to go check out the studio, 2 weeks from now? I want to come down there to your Burbank studio and check out what you guys doing. I'm like, oh yeah, this is amazing. I started feeling good, and 2 weeks came. Nothing. 1 month, nothing happened. 2 months, nothing happened. If you've been in the game, when you don't get that call back, you don't get the call back. So, this has happened to me and my team over and over again. If you've been in the industry, you know that getting a placement with major label artists is like crazy. Then I start to do like a self-check of myself, because I like to criticize myself. As a producer and artist, we are our own worst critic. And also as a perfectionist, I always like to get things to sound perfect, So I look at my stuff like, okay, I like the production. I like the songwriting. The only thing I don't like is the mixing. So that was the motivation, believe it or not. I don't know what your motivation is why you came onto this, class. But that was the motivation for me. And after getting a bunch of no's, or the no callback over and over again, I decided I have to do something about this mixing. And that was the beginning of my journey. That's why I just stopped recording more songs. I stopped producing more songs. I'm like, enough is enough. And I started mixing like crazy. I went all scientific, and I came out on the other side, a victor. And when I did this mix that I put in this course, I told myself, I'm super excited about this mix. I'm like, I love this mix. I really wish people out there can get this information and do something with it, I could imagine if I had this education that I'm giving you guys, when I was, in those times when I was trying to get a placement, I have no doubt that, my placement now numbers would have gone up. And by the way, now I have some, placement on TV. I have 2 Grammy nominations, and it was because of, being able to figure out this mixing stuff. And I know this education can bless a lot of people out there. Hence the reason why I put this together. So I have 3 offers for you guys today. The lowest offer is $297, which is you get the course. It's been recorded, and I went through everything from the drums, the snare, the kick, the hi-hat, how to EQ and process them to get out the way of your vocal, and how to mix your vocal professionally, how to use saturation, multiband compression, reverb, delays, EQing, all the stuff we've been talking about. And also the music, how to add the vibe to it, how to use your EQ, your filter, and the colors and everything. The mix bars, how to set your mix bars properly, multiband compression, using the colors and the EQ, and a whole bunch of more stuff. I put everything together to this course so you can get it. So $297 is really low compared to the value of this information that I'm giving to you. This information cost me at least 10 or 15 years of my life. And if I can give you that for small money, a small price, and you can propel your career way faster ahead, I believe it's a gift. And this one client can pay for this. If you're a producer or an artist, if you get 1 gig, can pay for this. A client, a production client, maybe $1,000 a production or $1,500. I don't know how much you charge, or $500. One client can pay for this, and the value of the education you get stays with you for the rest of your life. Second offer, you get all the course, the digital course, and you get 2 classes with me, one-on-one on Zoom call. So I can go through, if you have any question, I can go through the question with you. That's the second offer, $497. And the third offer, which is the granddaddy of all the offer, is you get the digital course, and you get 12 classes with me. where I teach you everything that I know, one-on-one, and you also get a certificate of a certificate that you took this mixing class. You're professionally certified to mix professional sounding record. So those are the 3 offers that I have for you guys. So the other stuff that I want to talk about is get off the boat, like we talked about in video 1. Get off the analog gear boat, because instead of spending your money on education, quality education like this, the audio industry sell us gears and making you think a gear can solve your mixing problem. No, they can't. Get off that boat. The other boat you need to get off is the plug-in boat. Buying more plugins and filling your computer with more plugins, but your mixing getting better. Get off that boat. Another boat you should get off is the YouTube boat. Most producers and artists nowadays, they spend more time on YouTube than making music. You spend more time on YouTube, get all the knowledge and education, and it's still confusing you. Get off that boat. And the last one is stop looking for shortcuts. There is no shortcut. If there was, everybody would have amazing record out there, but they don't. Check it out. Go to SoundCloud right now and go through all the artists and play their mixes. Garbage. Go to Spotify, play all the mixes of indie label artists that's not big record label. Listen to the mixes. Garbage. Because they're doing exactly the same thing that you're doing. They're looking for shortcuts, buying preset, buying template. But you and I know you can't get great by cutting corners. The world is not like that. If you want to find something great, you got to put in the work. And I'm here to give you the path. That's all I have to do. I can only guide you. You have to work the journey yourself. You have to practice mixing yourself. You got to put this education into practice yourself. If that's really what you want, but if that's not what you want, get off that boat too. You know, do whatever you really love. But if you're like me and you desperately need to get your mixes to sound good like I was, I have the product, the courses, the information, the education, the mentorship that you need. And I'm ready to give it to you on a platter of gold. So it's been great. This is Bowman Solomon. Make better sounding record. I love to talk to you. Go on Facebook and find our group, Mix Better Sounding Record, or go on my website, gsoproduction.com, and go to the one-on-one private, book a class. Let's talk. DM me on my Instagram at gsoproduction, or my personal one, The Real Bowman Solomon. Let's have a chat, you know? That's what I'm here for. My mouth is dry, man. But this has been great. Bowman Solomon. See you guys.